Deloitte's 2026 State of AI in Enterprise exposes the entire industry, in fact, many industries. And if you haven't seen this report or seen the data that's coming out of it, this is, I think, a really important topic to cover. See, Deloitte surveyed over 3,200 directors and C-suite leaders across 24 countries and 6 industries, and some of the takeaways are completely shocking. A, in how AI is already being implemented and impacting jobs, but B, their plans to implement AI and impact jobs. If you're new here, smash subscribe. 6 days a week, we're gonna be talking about how AI is impacting your ability to remain relevant, respected, and financially free. So let's get into it. Today, we're gonna be covering the top takeaways from Deloitte's study. And again, if you haven't seen this, it's pretty shocking. And I think first, the most shocking stat is that 82% of companies expect 10% of their jobs to be fully automated within 3 years. That means 10%, look around you, look from left to right, 10% of the people that you see there are not going to be working in that job anymore. They're just not. And 36% of companies expect 10% of jobs to be fully automated within 1 year. So a good portion of the people that you're working with are just not going to be doing that job anymore, quite frankly. And the jobs that are most at risk are identified as data entry, reconciliation, and first level customer support, and completely lines up. We actually covered customer support being impacted by AI a couple days ago. I'll post a link to the video here. It is expected that 8 million customer service reps are gonna be out on the street here within the next 3 years. Absolutely shocking. And again, if you're not aware of these trends, if you're not aware of the skills that are required, you could find yourself looking and hoping for SNAP benefits very soon. We don't want that. I don't want that. You don't want that. Okay, 84% of companies have redesigned jobs, have not redesigned jobs around AI yet. They know the AI is coming, they know it impacts their job, they're playing with it, but they haven't completely restructured. Basically, they're trying to figure things out. Now, what we do know from these C-suite executives is that that they're planning on putting humans in a more orchestrative conductor type of role, working alongside AI agents, deploying the AI, making sure it's operating correctly, and so on and so forth. So again, basically this is the way we need to be thinking. We need to be thinking about how can we replace our menial tasks with AI and AI agents? How can we automate that? How can we leverage MCPs with Claude and so on and so forth? And more on that in a moment, because there is a big gap, a big opportunity gap with companies. And, you know, at least the way I see it, if I want to find ways to make more money in the future, to stay hireable, I want to find those opportunity gaps and slot into them. Another big story here is that AI is flattening organizational structures. Over 53% of organizations have considered pod-based or non-hierarchical structures. And we've covered this over the past few days, a few weeks in videos. A lot of companies are really just firing a lot of people, thousands of people. We've seen this with Block, we've seen this with ClickUp, Meta, Microsoft, firing thousands of people, in some cases tens of thousands of people, and just flattening, removing layers of the organization and leveraging AI to fill in those gaps. I'll post a link to 1 or 2 of those videos here, because again, understanding like, where's middle management gonna be? Where is your supervisor gonna be? Where are these roles being cut? It is happening already, and we can expect more of that. Interesting as well, only 23% of companies are using AI agents currently, but we expect that number to increase to over 74% in the next couple of years. And guys, I've got a few videos I've got planned and are gonna be rolling out soon where companies are just deploying tens of thousands of AI agents across their enterprises and hoping and praying, basically spraying and praying that they're gonna work out well. Again, being an employee who kind of understands this, can dabble, is able to orchestrate AI agents, I think is probably the best thing you could put on your resume right now as companies are deploying more and more capital. And we covered this a few weeks ago. I'll post a link to the video here. There was a company who spent $500 million on AI tokens on accident 1 month. Why did that happen? Well, these guys are deploying AI agents, but don't know what the heck they're doing. They're trying to figure it out, in some cases costing $500 million in that case. Absolutely crazy. While 74% of companies expect mass AI agents. Only 21% of companies have mature governance models for AI agents. And again, in the example that I just gave you there, a lot of guys are saying like, hey, we're gonna do AI agents, we're rolling them out. I see what Fred is doing over there at company X. We're gonna be rolling out AI agents, but again, it's so green, they're so new, they don't know exactly how to do it. And again, another problem that we've got in some of these companies is that they don't have the proper guardrails in place to stop overspending, cybersecurity threats, so on and so forth. And this is, I think, a really, really fascinating takeaway from the report is that physical AI is expected to grow substantially. 58% of companies already use some amount of physical AI. That should increase to about 80% within 2 years. So 80% of companies, 4 out of 5 companies are going to be using some form of physical AI. And what does that mean? Well, that could mean AI robots, that could mean autonomous vehicles, that could mean drones, that could mean autonomous forklifts, it could mean all of the above. And man, you know, Tesla is a stock that I kind of dabble with. It's, you know, it's one of the bigger, it's one of the Mag 7, it's bigger stock. But man, if these Optimus robots get off the ground, that company is going to explode. It's more, you know, more than just about autonomous vehicles. It's about robots, drones. We've covered autonomous forklifts on the channel. You know, Amazon already has just about as many robots in warehouses as humans. Actually, I think that it's maybe more at this point. We covered that story about 6 months ago. I'll post a link to the video here. But absolutely going to be stunning the way the work is going to look in the future. Another kind of funny story, there's a video of Trump with, I think it's his new press secretary, or a woman standing behind him that's just nodding her head like this, and this big speculation online is that she is actually a robot. Is she? Maybe? I don't know. But there's going to be a lot of robots amongst us very, very soon. What are the companies that are really pushing the physical AI forward? What industries are they biggest in? So the first of which is smart monitoring and security, collaborative robots, and digital twins. This is where we're seeing the most physical AI, the biggest, I guess, expectation of gain in physical AI. Security makes a lot of sense to me. These robot dogs are absolutely powerful, tremendous, fearsome, scary. They are already out there, and I don't see any reason why you're not going to have like robot dogs patrolling data centers and things like that. I mean, we already see these data centers, and one of the big pushbacks on data centers is they just don't require a ton of work after they're built. So there's a lot of labor to go in, thousands of jobs, and then once the job's done after 2 or 3 years, then all those jobs go away. And you know, quite frankly, those jobs are probably migrating and moving to other places to build the next data center. But regardless, you know, you got to keep the data center safe. How are they going to do that? They're going to have robots patrolling the data centers. 100% that is going to be happening. Let's continue. AI is much better at cutting costs than generating revenue. Companies are reporting efficiency, better decision-making, customer relationships, while only 20% are claiming an increased revenue from AI, which I think is really, really interesting. And quite frankly, not all that surprising. I think one of the, you know, listen, there's two ways to grow. I shouldn't say 2 ways to grow a business. Really, you're going to have 2 goals in a business. One is to make more money. 2 is to spend less money and, you know, grow your profit. So in any event, it sounds like right now AI's biggest gift is saving money, and typically, again, productivity, better decision-making, so on and so forth. Here's an interesting thing too. Employee AI access has jumped 50% over the past year, but the usage lags. Fewer than 60% of employees have access to use AI on a daily workflow. They're not using AI, so they might have access, or maybe they don't have access, but they're not actually using it to get a better result. And again, this is the thing that I think is big, like any company I'm working with, I want to be using AI. I want to make it public that I'm using AI. I want to be talking to leaders, let them know that I want to be using AI. I want to be documenting and learning. 100%, any project I'm working on, that is going to be fundamental. And you know, the number one barrier right now that these leaders are saying is it's not necessarily the technology itself, but it is in the worker skills. They have the tech, they've got the money, they don't have the workers, the implementation, the governance. They're trying to figure it out. Lots of mistakes, lots of mess. And I gotta say, guys, we can expect AI to take a bigger and bigger and bigger role in our workplace is going to be more significant. The tech's going to get better. There's going to be smarter people that are using it, and it's going to be big. And this is not hype. This is not, NFTs 2.0, guys. This AI technology is real. I'm using it every day. It shocks me. It's like every week I see something, I'm like, I can't believe it can do that. And I'm only doubling down. It is real tech. It's got real money. It's got real implications at work. And I think that is the big takeaway from Deloitte's survey. What do you think? What did I miss? What do you think AI is going to have the greatest impact in enterprise and corporation, or maybe even in your small business? Put it in the comments below. If you have a great comment, I'll pin you. I pin you in the past. I'll pin you in the future. And guys, if you want to go a step further and get custom videos and request custom videos and get highlighted on videos, click the join button below. You get 30 days free in the community, and I'd love to engage with you on a deeper level. Really appreciate you guys watching. Thank you so much. Have a great day. Peace.